Hi, and in this absolute beginner series of Power BI videos, we are going to talk about how to import data in Power BI. And in this case, we are going to use one of the simplest ways, which is a CSV file. So CSV stands for comma separated values file. As you can see that in this case, each value is separated by commas. And once we have that, we can save this file as .csv file. And now our file is saved, so we are ready to get the data. So we say get data, and then we select the text/CSV option. And then we can see our file which we created. You can see that extension is .csv. And we say open. So we have the data in a preview mode. We can see the data. And let's transform the data before we load it. So transform is where you can change the data types. For example, the patient ID is a whole number, patient name is a text field, hospital ID is a whole number, admission date is date, and age is whole number, and sex is text, and outcome is also text. So everything looks all right. We say close and apply. So we would see our data on the right hand side under the data tab, and you can see all the field names in there. You can see that some of the field names have the sigma or the aggregation symbol, which you can remove by saying don't summarize it. So we go to the hospital ID, it's showing count by default, but we can say don't summarize it. Similarly, patient IDs, we can choose to remove the summarization and say don't summarize. And once you do that, data is ready for you to view, and you can see the data is in there already. So what if we go to one of the data fields, say this data field, which is the sex, in this case is unspecified. What if there was an extra comma in the field itself? So the value is also separated by comma, but the value itself has a comma embedded in that. So something like this. So for example, if the value recorded was not recorded, comma unspecified, what's going to happen? So let's see that. So let's save this file, and I'll call that file as patientsdata02.csv. So let's import this file again by saying get data and selecting the text CSV option and selecting our second file. And you will see a fundamental problem in the data. You can see that there is an extra column which doesn't have a heading and doesn't have the values in all the rows. And you can see that the value in the sex column has shifted towards right under the outcome column, and outcome column has gone to another blank column. So the extra comma caused that problem. So this is the first data set, and the second data set, you can see that the values have been bumped towards the right, and there's an extra column in there. So let's try to fix that problem. And to fix that, what we can do is we can enclose each value in double quotes. For example, something like this. So name has been enclosed, the date is also enclosed. So everything we are enclosing in double quotes. So the advantage is of putting double quotes around each field is that if we had an extra comma within the field itself, it will still be represented properly. So let's save this file as Power BI patient data 03. Normally the numeric values, something like patient ID, which is a numeric value, or age, which is a numeric value, should actually not have the double quotes. So you can avoid putting double quotes in a column which is a numeric column, which is not going to have any other value except the numbers. Something like this. So let's try to import this file which we just created, saying get data and text, and pick up the file which we just created, which is 03.csv. And let's see how the data looks like. So the data looks all right. We can see that there's an extra comma in there within that particular column in the 8th row. And we can now go and transform the data and see what effect the double quotes made. Remember the patient ID, we removed the double quotes. We try to make it numeric. It is shown as whole number, but age is also shown as whole number, though we didn't remove the double quotes from there. So Power BI has automatically determined that age is also a numeric field because all the values in that field was numeric. So now we can simply load the data, and data is now available for us to use in our reports or in our charts. And if you have Microsoft Excel, then most of the problems are solved because you can create your data in Microsoft Excel and then save it as a .csv file. And I hope that as an absolute beginner, you have got sufficient information about a CSV file and how to import them into Power BI. Hope you found this information useful and practical. Thank you very much for watching it, and I'll see you in the next one.